You have reached video number 2 in the SEO journey. So if you have no idea what SEO is and you want the basics, check the link below and check out the video I just recorded. This one is going to be on website text. So using your keywords within the text, what text you write, that kind of thing. So if that's the place you want to be, awesome. If you want something else, check the links below because I'm going to list out all the SEO videos as I do them. It's very important to me that I give you exactly kind of the answer to your question within 10 minutes or less. So I try to divide these topics out for you for easy reference. And then you don't have to go in the video and say, where did she say that? It at least keeps you in a 10-minute space. So today, website text for SEO. So I already covered what SEO was and the importance of it and that kind of thing and why you want long form. To quickly wrap that back up, if you didn't watch that video, is that one of the things that Google uses to decide if your website is ranked high organically is one, if you have the keywords, your keyword variations, and the second is if it has a lot of content and people stay on your page. So Google tracks how long people stay on each of your pages and also if they go to another page on your site. If they stay on your site longer, they say, oh, this site must be valuable. So you get ranked higher. If people bounce off and they don't stay on your site, then you get ranked lower. If they go to another page, click a link, then they say, oh, well, they must be valuable enough that they'll go into other places, which is one reason you see sometimes on blogs, resource page, frequent asked questions, all those I just call a blog. You see like other ones you should check out because that helps keep you in that ecosystem web and going from one page to another, which just bumps you up in Google. So for websites, when I'm working with clients and we're doing either a review of the site, usually is when this comes up, or we're doing content writing. Usually this comes up in review or when we're trying to raise SEO. So what we'll do is we'll have a Google sheet usually, and I'll have the title of the page, the URL, the main keyword, the keyword variations, and then we'll have the word count. And this is where the word count comes in. You need at least 300 words on your page to rank in Google. So there's simple word counts you can use that you can put your URL in. It'll tell you how many. Some people will copy their site, put into Word and tell how many, but you really want to know how many words are on that page. Because if it's not a lot, Google's like, well, this page doesn't have enough content, which is why like images and videos can be a detriment because it's not content that the web bots who only see text can absorb. Now, to have a higher chance ranking on Google, you want over 1,000 words. Now, I did a lot of research and looked at a lot of case studies. I will say this video was recorded in spring of 2020, so things change over time, just to give you kind of a frame reference. But at this time, when I did my research and looked at the current case studies, research showed, and this is such a specific number, that you need a minimum of 1,449 words. So can we just round it up to 1,500? So you need 1,500 words per page. And if you don't have it, you don't have as big a chance of ranking. So that is adding more content. Now, you don't want to just add fluff because then people are going to exit off the site. So it's a balance between being valuable and answering the question and meeting the word minimum. Now, you want to make sure you have the keywords and keyword variations within your text of your page. So this is where experts kind of vary a little bit as well. Some say you want 1%. So if you have 300 keywords, that is listing your keyword only 3 times in the page. Now, if you have more content, it gives you also more chance to have that keyword in there in the keyword variation. Google does not want you to keyword stuff. That means that you just have it all over the place and they'll actually ding you for it. So the maximum I would do is 10%. I've seen experts say you can do 5 to 10% of your text keywords or keyword variations. And I think that's if it's a long form. And I think that's why there's such a range from 1% to 10%, because it depends on what your topic is and how long the content is. because you want it to be easy to read. The last thing you want is someone to go to your site and just see random keywords in there. So you need it. It's really important that it is content that is valuable and that it's an easy read for the people that are on your site so that they stay there. So I'm going to look at my document real fast because I have a cheat sheet I created for clients that goes over everything that I'm talking about in these videos. And I want to make sure I don't miss an important piece for you. No. It says, keep in mind, you don't want to exceed the 20 keyword variations per page. If you have a lot of keyword variations per page, and I talked about this in a video before, you want to separate them out and do more specific pages. And we also talk about keyword stuffing. You can use singular and plural versions of words. It's what goes into keyword variations. Keyword variations are also not just one word. They can be multiple. It can be a string of words, can be a keyword variation that you use. It's a lot of what people put into Google. So if someone is typing a multi-word into Google, that can be one of your variations. You want to pay attention to what people are putting into Google. So a lot of times I see people make the mistake of using an industry term, such as change management. I might not know that I need change management for my company. So you really want to put in the words as keyword variations that they will use, what they will put into Google, because that's how you're going to be found. And a lot of websites are not found because they're using this industry lingo that their customer doesn't know. Also, as you know, a lot of times what someone says they need and what they actually need are two totally different things. So if you're talking about one thing and the problem that leads them to that is this, you either want to do a page that's specifically on that and points over, or you want to do a keyword variation. Again, looking at it, and since you only have like 20 variations, you can separate things and move things out. That's what planning, either backdating and tweaking things to fit, or doing a pre-plan comes in so handy because you're able to actually look at these keywords in the text and use them. So let's talk about the homepage. So, because usually the homepage, the keyword you use is your company name and variations. So let's say it's B&L. B&L was a photography place here that I think has gone out of business. But B&L would be BL, B and sign L, B and L spelled out, B, letter N, L. Like you want to think of any way someone might try to spell your name. And I came across this with, I was doing research for a roofing client of mine with his competitors, and we couldn't find one. And because he had two initials and all his stuff just had the two together. But when he was talking, they referred it to this letter and this letter. So those variations really need to be on this homepage so you can find it. Again, usability and user experience is so important, and what you really need to look at, not as much from your view, but look at it from a web robot's view and look from it from your customer view. And if you do that, you'll get your keywords down flat. Now, one mistake I see is that people will be so stuck on keywords that their content will suck. Best thing to do is to write your content from your heart. These videos I record in one shot and you just get me. And at times I go back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to say that. But I want you to have me, and that's what people want. And they want that in content as well. So just be you. There is different websites you can use that will actually tell you how often you use a word in a page. And when you use those, you can see how much times you've used your keyword. And if you find that you haven't used it a lot, then you can go in and find strategic places that it makes sense to add your keywords and your keyword variations in. So here's the last thing. Be sure to include your keyword in the opening paragraph of your page, because that means that it's most important. So the page subject should be along your keyword. Don't try to keyword something and your page be different or it's hidden down below. People are going to bounce because people are only going to read the beginning. So the very beginning, normally, they're going to start with the beginning. If it's good enough, they'll continue. But you start at the beginning. I don't know anyone who picks up and starts a book in the middle. I know some people who will read the ending, but That's not websites. Websites, people usually start at the top. So you want the top to really specifically kind of get to the core of the question and make people want to continue reading. And that's one big important thing with SEO. You can also try adding keyword variants within your subheadings within the site, because Google will look at your website and the settings, titles, subsettings, all that. So you can use your variations in the subheadings, and that will help a lot with your SEO and that kind of thing. Okay, we are over 10 minutes. There's so much to talk about with SEO. So check in the links below, because I need to get into titles and descriptions and alt tags and all that fun stuff. If you have any questions or anything specific you want me to expand on, please let me know. I'm happy to do a video on it.